Everyone needs to be paying extremely close attention to this, so make sure that you're subscribing with the notifications on to stay updated in real time. But take a look at this headline. Inflation surges as consumer prices leap 5.4%, biggest jump since 2008. We're continuing to see more and more signs that the inflation rate is not doing too well. We were hoping that maybe, just maybe, after all these bad reports month after month after month, we would finally catch a little bit of a break and it would be less than expected this month. But no, it's actually worse. And I have all the stats and data for you. This is the place to be for all of this. Once again, subscribe as quickly as you possibly can, notifications on, but take a look at this. 0.5% was the estimate. It went up 0.9% in a single month-to-month increase. 0.8% was the last month. So it's not only continuing to increase, it is now speeding up and going faster. A very, very, very bad sign. And they're going to try to convince you that it was mostly just from cars and trucks. Used cars and trucks, that was the problem. They want you to believe that. They are lying directly to your face by telling you not to be concerned about this. They want you to not have to worry about it. Oh, it's fine. The US dollar, don't worry one bit. You're okay. Just keep trusting it. It's completely okay. But no, 1/3 approximately only came from cars and trucks. A big part of this was food prices, which is one of the most concerning things. Food going up 0.8%. So about the same as the total inflation increase. If we see that 0.8% month-to-month increase on food prices, that will be a 9% inflation rate of food. Food, probably the most important thing when it comes to inflation is food, because everyone needs that. You got to go to the store and get it. There's not a single person who doesn't have to buy food every single month. You got to buy a lot of it. So to see a 9% increase on that is basically just a massive tax. And if you're not holding cryptocurrency, then you're going to have a huge problem with this. Gasoline, rent, and apparel are also going up as well. Part of the reason all this is happening is because the US government decided to spend $6 trillion in total on relief, and a huge part of that was stimulus. But how does that compare to other countries? Well, Argentina 6%, Australia 19.5%, then we saw Brazil 12%, Canada 18%, China 4%, European Union 11%, France 23%. As we go down the list, we see Japan is the biggest one here on this list with 56%, then the United States at 26%. So some countries significantly less than the US when it comes to that. Some countries a decent amount more, but very, very, very few countries actually did more than the United States. The United States being one of the biggest when it comes to that. And yes, you can make the argument, well, people needed that. It was very important. But also in these other countries, in Turkey, where it was only 12%, in Saudi Arabia, where it was 2%, Russia 4%, Mexico 1.9%. Well, people needed it in all of those places equally as much, if not more. So that argument kind of falls hard. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. All of the negative impacts on the US dollar this is causing are, I guess, the biggest problem here with what the government is doing. This right here shows the chart, US inflation gauge. You can see it's continuing to rise pretty much all across the board in import prices. Core PPI, core PCE, core CPI, and average hourly earnings actually took a decent dip at the beginning part of this year and are starting to rise again now. But everything is being impacted by this. What you should want is for whatever country you are in to be handling this well and not having too high of an inflation rate, but for the rest of the world to be having that higher inflation rate. That way, your cryptocurrency holdings will still continue to go up in terms of their value worldwide, because it is a worldwide thing, and you're holding specifically whatever currency your country is in, that holding will not go down too far either. But if you're in the United States, which a lot of us are, myself included, then you're going to have to worry about this even more than a lot of other countries, considering all the things that our government is doing right now in the United States, and governments all across the world are continuing to mismanage things like this. That is why having cryptocurrency is a great opportunity, because it gives the power back to the people. The government cannot just print unlimited amounts of cryptocurrency. I highly recommend Dogecoin to anyone who's not currently invested in it, as one of the asset classes that's going to most likely grow over time and continue to improve in terms of its value compared to the US dollar. But on top of that, every single Dogecoin holder should also have at least some Bitcoin. Considering all this inflation of holding the US dollar, yes, Bitcoin can go down as well, but your US dollar holdings can too, or whatever fiat currency you're holding. All of that has the same ability to go down, so it's not really way safer to be holding it, especially now considering all the things that are happening. You should be at the very least holding some BTC. Once again, not financial advice. Dogecoin is my favorite cryptocurrency moving forward, and there's a huge slot to slide into as an actual currency. But in terms of a store of value that goes against inflation, BTC is hard to beat right now in terms of stability, especially if you're someone who needs to be safe and protected more so than otherwise. That's a good option for you right there. It's annoying to see them lie to you over and over and over again. I want this to be a place to come, Final Stand, where you can get all the facts and stats and information, because I'm not afraid to say them, even though they often are. I'm Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.